Welcome, let's go over the Infernal Blow of Immolation Ignite Elementalist build. Ignite builds rarely use melee attacks to inflict this ailment for various reasons, but mostly because there are better alternatives. However, some great tools are to be used in this specific archetype, mainly the Controlled Blaze support gem and an Ashbark tincture, both introduced in recent updates. Controlled Blaze support grants a lot more ignite damage per ignite inflicted recently or reapplied ignite, which is good with a high hit rate. It also lowers ignite damage if you apply ignite too many times, so simply getting more and more attack speed will get you nowhere. Attacking slightly faster than 3 times a second is the key to maximizing your damage, and it's achieved rather effortlessly thanks to Lightning Golem. It's an elegant solution that, combined with Blood Rage, should set your attack speed to be just right. That makes it a very unique build. You will strike enemies with Infernal Blow of Immolation. Clear speed is bearable if you have extra targeting for strike skills and ignite proliferation. This skill has the right base speed, built-in fire conversion, and after 6 attacks it causes an explosion for a massive damage boost. And the build is durable with its capped attack and spell block chance, which are lucky after equipping Svarlin. That's over 90% chance to take no hit damage. The occasional damage will be absorbed with ward and life pool. To not get one-shotted, you will use Cloak of Flame and 5 endurance charges. Clear speed is good because of the Ignite Proliferation and Herald of Ash. You can even improve it with Orieth's End.
Single target damage is high for an Ignite build, but you can't really improve it beyond what has been shown.
Most items are affordable, and there are almost no overly expensive ones that a regular player won't be able to afford. You won't need a lot of fire resistance, possibly none at all, because it's provided by Cloak of Flame, Polaric Devastation, and Diadian Dawn in huge quantities. Chance to block for Svarlin is easily capped with the passives and skills, so you don't need that either. You'll also use a cheap, unique weapon. There are 2 good options to choose from. Cloak of Flame protects you from physical damage, grants fire resistance, and increases ignite duration on enemies, all of which is great. Story of the Varl may be the best weapon. It has quite decent base damage, accuracy rating, attack speed, and up to 75% more damage, with ignite for attacks, which is a lot. A well-rolled Rebuke of the Varl is slightly better than Story of the Varl, given you have Shaper of Flames and your highest damage type is always fire. Both of these swords can roll chance to fortify on hit if you corrupt them, and that would be great.
Use Svarlin's shield to make your capped block chance lucky. It also triggers socketed spells on block. Alternatively, use a regular rare shield with the most basic stats.
Diadian Dawn makes your ignites deal damage much faster, and that's its main selling point. Its other mods are also quite useful. Defiance of Destiny can be a great secondary defensive layer against multiple hits received in a short period. It's even good when you take a lot of damage over time and get hit at the same time, which happens often. War doesn't protect you from DOTs after all. Polaric Devastation grants resistances, some damage, ignite duration, and most importantly covers enemies in Ash. If you put in on the right, that's the left ring slot. Enemies will take increased fire damage and move slower. The Light of Meaning with increased fire damage, socketed near stamina, will improve your damage substantially. Shaper of Flames, Heart of Destruction, or Elemancer from Forbidden Flesh and Flame can be good. Get the cheapest pair available. You're using Malevolence and Anger. Malevolence has damage, overtime multiplier, or faster ignite, and Anger has increased fire damage. These are the best options on a Watcher's Eye.
On the gear, you will look mainly for defensive stats. You can specialize in Ward because it's easier to gain than Life, but that's entirely optional. Ward is great with Svarlin and an Iron Flask. Mix Ward with maximum life for a life pool of around 5,000. Mana reservation should not be needed. Consider the aspect of the crab to be more durable against physical damage.
Helmet, go for the ward base with maximum life and resistances. For the Eldritch mods, get reduced mana cost of attacks and a portion of physical damage taken as elemental, preferably fire. As was the case with the helmet, seek only ward, maximum life and resistances on your gloves. For the Eldritch mod, get extra targeting for strike skills and fire exposure on hit. Strive for ward, maximum life, movement speed and resistances on your runic boots. For the Eldritch mods, try to get faster ignite and increased effect of Stone Golem's buffs. On the amulet you can get a lot of dexterity, maximum life, resistances, and a crafted prefix for reduced mana cost of skills. Rings. You may find maximum life, dexterity, accuracy, resistances, and maybe some attack speed useful here. Craft prefix that lowers the mana cost of all skills by 7. Maximum life with damage over time and faster ignite are the best set of mods to find on a jewel, but if you're short on resistances, accuracy, or attack speed, they are here too. You can use 1 or 2 large cluster jewels specialized in fire or attack damage. Attack cluster is good because it has notables for attack speed such as fuel the fight or martial prowess. Fire cluster can provide you with fire exposure and fire damage. Burning damage medium cluster jewels grant a lot of damage. Most of their notables are fitting. Fan the Flames is excellent, it proliferates, ignite for a much better clear speed. The explosions on kill from the Oriath's End will enhance your clear speed if that's needed, but it shouldn't be if you have ignite proliferation or fan the flames. You will also use an Ashbark Tincture with damage over time multiplier, Life Flask with bleeding immunity, Silver Flask, Iron Flask, and Quicksilver Flask. The suffixes of utility flasks should increase your movement speed ward in the case of Iron Flask, and the remaining one better have the crafted life regeneration. The best prefixes on them will grant you flask charges when you're hit.
Infernal Blow of Immolation is an attack that periodically deals damage around you, usually after attacking 6 times and detonating the charges you've accumulated. Link it to burning damage, swift affliction, deadly ailments, controlled blaze, and combustion support gems. To benefit from the controlled blaze the most, you have to ignite enemies no more and no less than 13 times in the span of 4 seconds. You can replace swift affliction with immolate, doesn't make much of a difference.
Malevolence grants more damage over time and increased skill effect duration. Anger adds fire damage to spells. Tempest Shield adds spell block chance, shocks enemies, and grants shock immunity. Link these with Enlighten support to reserve less mana. You may need a level 4 Enlighten if you don't have enough mana reservation efficiency. Use Herald of Ash only to improve your clear speed. It causes enemies you kill to deal fire DOT around them. If that's not a concern, replace it with Aspect of the Crab, a skill that can be crafted onto items. It's great with your high block chance. The following golems do not need to be linked. Summon Stone Golem grants life regeneration. Stone Golem of Safeguarding absorbs a big portion of melee damage you would receive. Ice Golem increases accuracy rating so that you don't have to allocate Resolute Technique, which would force you to give up Elemental Overload. It also increases crit chance. Lightning Golem increases attack and cast speed so that you can easily reach the 3 attack per second sweet spot. Chaos Golem of Hordes are useful despite granting you no buffs because of the Elemancer passive, which increases your other golem's buff effect. The following 3 gems will be socketed in Svalin to trigger them on block. Flammability is a curse that lowers fire resistance. Flame Surge creates a burning ground dealing fire dot based on the ignite damage of the enemy it hits. These spells will be triggered often and cost a fair amount of mana, so life tap is necessary to suffer no mana cost. The following gems are linked to automation so that they are triggered whenever they're off cooldown. Steelskin stops bleeding and absorbs a portion of the incoming hit damage for some time. Use Blood Rage for more attack speed, Frenzy charges on kill, and Life Leech. The life drain is manageable with Stone Golem and Fire Mastery for life regeneration. Use Leap Slam to move quicker and jump over obstacles. Link it to faster attacks to move even faster. Slay all the bandits to get 2 extra passive skill points. For a major god, we recommend Araka Ali. You're not exactly durable against damage over time, and capping chaos resistance may be an issue, so this pick will cover your weak point.
Soul of Gruthkul is the minor god you should select. It grants additional physical damage reduction per hit you've received recently, and you're simply expected to receive a lot of hits.
On the passive skill tree, you're looking for damage over time, fire damage, ignite damage, maximum life, reservation efficiency, block chance, and the soul sword cluster located in the bottom left corner. You should grab the maximum endurance charges, which you will gain via the inexorable notable. Your only keystone is elemental overload. Your 3 block masteries are plus 1% chance to block spell damage per 5%, chance to block attack damage, plus 2% to maximum chance to block spell damage, plus 2% to maximum chance to block attack damage. For the shield mastery, select plus 1%, chance to block attack damage per 5%, chance to block on equipped shield, 15% increased maximum life from life mastery, and 12% increased reservation efficiency from mana mastery are also required. That's all for this guide. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.